Parliament, furor is persisting in both houses. The Lok Sabha is rife with a debate on the Delhi Ordinance bill. Logjam is persisting in the Rajya Sabha over Manipur issue. In the lower house, Congress MP Adhiranjan Chaudhary has slammed the centre, stating that the country's federal structure is crumbling. He has also stated that the bill has been introduced deliberately so as to create fissures within the opposition. Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has taken the opposition head-on and has appealed to not sacrifice Janta's interest and think about Delhi and not the alliance. Even as this takes place, pandemonium rages in the upper house too. Rajya Sabha LOP and AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge has claimed that Vice President of India Jagdeep Dhankar was defending Prime Minister Modi. VP Dhankar responded by saying that such an observation from the LOP is not very wholesome and that he is not required to defend anyone and only defend the Constitution. Now, as the war of words rages, we ask, will Netas reach any consensus to reach a breakthrough and tide over the logjam in Parliament? Joining us live at this point is Vinita Hariharan, BJP spokesperson. We also have Yash Srivastav, Congress spokesperson, joining us live. Dr. Nimi Rastogi, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, also is joining us. Pikiri Nambiar, political analyst, is also with us live on the broadcast. Pikiri Nambiar, ruckus throughout most parts of this monsoon session of Parliament. Do you believe that the logjam will be broken anytime soon? Today, some sort of deliberations at least happening, a robust debate on right now on the Delhi Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha. Although in the Rajya Sabha, it seems that the logjam is clearly not being able to break. Pikiri Nambiar, can you hear me? Okay, I think we've lost him unfortunately there, it seems. But let me take that across to Vinita Hariharan on what you make of this. Vinita Hariharan, is the government not serious about conducting business, or is the opposition hell-bent on disrupting this entire session of Parliament? Why isn't the outreach working, and what do you make of the repeated adjournments we've been seeing, Vinita?
No, absolutely. It's for all to see, and it's all clear that who is actually preventing the Parliament from functioning. So it has been the opposition from day one. It's the 10th consecutive day today, and we still haven't had a continuous session. So if they really want a healthy debate, they want a healthy discussion, then they should come to the table and come up with constructive suggestions to support nation building, if not anything else. Why don't we go above party lines and look at the nation building process as such? And that's getting completely, it's in a limbo right now. And we've never had such a situation before. And if Manipur is burning, it's as important reason for everybody else to come on, together on one table. It's as important for the opposition as it is for us. So, if they really believe in nation building, if they really want to support the cause of, the progress of the country, then I think, it is really, it's a really pitiable condition as the way they are disrupting the proceedings of the Parliament. And we've seen it during the UPA time also, the way the Parliament was disrupted on and on continuously. We've seen havoc, we've seen chaos, we've seen, mics being destroyed during the UPA time. So we've restored a lot of discipline now, but this time the opposition is just not relenting, and they're just not letting the government do its business of running the house in order.
Yes, Vinita, let me take that across though to Yash Srivastav for a response. Yash, it's the opposition that is running away from any sort of discussion. They are not letting the house function, says the BJP. Your response, Yash, and why is it taking so long for consensus to be achieved in the houses of Parliament to function? The country does not want to see every day a washout.
See, first off, I want everyone to understand Mr. Ramesh Biduri, lawmaker from BJP, about an hour ago in the Parliament.
Yes.
He was talking about Mahabharat, Kans, Shakuni in the Parliament when he's being supposed to answer or at least respond about Delhi, Manipur, Haryana, anywhere. He's talking about Mahabharat. What they deliberately want
that's a debate. That's a debate on Delhi.
Let me finish.
That's a debate on Delhi Services Amendment. So he's trying to make his point in that way. Yes.
That may be a debate on Delhi Service Amendment, but that also pertains to how these people respond to any question. Let me tell everyone in this panel and everyone who ever listens or hears to this or sees this, watches this. This is not by mistake or left for us to satire. This is all deliberate. The apex ministers in this government, the MLAs, MPs, how the state government is responding to the crisis, all of this is deliberate. None of them want to do anything. And if the opposition raises a voice, if we wear black clothes, if we want to raise a statement against what is all going on, they want us to be badged, those who are creating chaos. Truth is, when BJP was in the opposition, they did nothing except chaos in the parliament and on the streets as well. Does anyone disagree what Bajrang Dal is doing? Nangloi police station, and outside the station, people are chanting slogans of shedding blood on the road. What is the administration doing? Police lies in the control of BJP in Delhi. Have they done anything to curb this hate peddling? Have they curbed any sort of violence? Then BJP issues a statement that in protest of the violence somewhere, we are going to hold processions nationwide in protest of their own violence. So what are we to think about these? Is this a joke against democracy? Do they want us to believe that governance is done only in this manner? Why was no such police reports filed during the UPA government that people are chanting Pakistan slogans and whatnot? And we ruled for such long time. And the moment these people come into power, Hinduism is in khatra, Islam is in khatra, everyone is in khatra. And the only solution seems to be keep electing them for another havoc and crisis in the country. So these people never will let us discuss the important issues. They will create havoc and crisis. They will create figures of ideology, the wrong ones for the first-time voters to perceive. And they will create a turmoil out of this nation every time they are questioned. That is their point. Had they been slightly responsible, wouldn't they have nabbed a serial killer, a person with multiple murder charges against him? He is there on a news channel posting live interview. He is on Facebook Live lining up guns on a car's dashboard and rifles on his back seat. And the Home Minister, the Prime Minister, the Haryana's Chief Minister doesn't know their whereabouts, while Haryana's Chief Minister advocating that just him being a criminal of some sort doesn't make him accused for the riots. Are we looking at a joke in this country?
Okay, you brought up several issues, including, of course, the Haryana violence. We've also seen Manipur, of course, come up in Parliament repeatedly. Today, it's the Delhi Services Amendment Bill that obviously is being debated. At least there's a structured debate happening. I will get Dr. Nimi to come in. I'm sure she would like to speak on the Delhi bill in particular. But Vinita, your quick response to Yash, and then I'll get in the AAP as well.
Yeah, so I mean, what Yash is saying is completely, what they are doing. He's talking about themselves. I think he's talking about the Congress party itself, and he is actually, talking to himself, I think. And so it
no, ma'am, I'm talking to the deaf ears of this government.
No, absolutely not. So. And, about taking the reference of Mahabharata, what is wrong in taking the reference of Mahabharata? It's an Indian epic, and one can always take references to Indian epics.
Wrong is your not being question about Mahabharata, your question about the important issues.
You are taking up issues which are absolutely out of the debate, Yash, with all due regard to you. The debate was about why is the opposition not letting a healthy debate happen in the parliament. The discussion was about that, and you talked of all other issues except that. So opposition has not been letting the parliament function.
Mr. Kharge's mic was shut off by the speaker.
We are ready for a
no,
discussion.
you are not.
We've been ready
you are
for
not ready to
from
discuss the farmers. You are not ready to discuss CA and NRC despite you not having a draft yet.
Opposition was
you are not ready to discuss anything with the mass. All you want to do is peddle your own mass and substance,
absolutely not.
which does not pertain to any relevance in this country.
We've been following all constitutional frameworks in terms of passing the bills and getting them, to get public views.
Yes, passing Jan Vishwas bill, which bars people from filing case against those pharma lobbies who kill you with fake medicines is great governance to you.
We go beyond partisan values when we come up with reforms.
The Forest Amendment Bill, which enables any capitalist to ruin forests,
we do not believe in minority appeasement like the UPA believes. So we brought in the triple talaq. We brought in the triple talaq beyond our partisan,
What have you substantially done beyond WhatsApp narratives, ma'am? We are done listening to this triple talaq. We are done listening to all this nonsense for 9 years. What have you done substantially?
Congress has not done anything since 2014. What we've got,
Congress gave you the roadmap so you could devour on the development that we did across decades. You have been selling those PSUs that we built.
We built the country brick by brick the last 10 years.
We built nothing. You only built 7-star offices for your party.
What the Congress has done till now.
You built several multiple complexes.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You can see how the country has been so growing so steadily from
Yes,
the fragile fight to the
BJP
fastest
workers are
fight.
growing at
Economy,
lightning pace.
we
Yes.
are.
Okay, let's bring in Dr. Nimi
Fragile
Rastogi.
fight
Let's bring in
too.
Dr. Nimi Rastogi of the Aam Aadmi Party as well. Let her come in also into the discussion. Dr. Nimi Rastogi, the fact, of course, is that Parliament is seeing repeated adjournments. Today, the chair of the Rajya Sabha once again has said that he is open to a discussion of any time period on Manipur. He says he gave time for it earlier in the week. The leader of the House was also on board, but it was the opposition that ran away from the discussion. Why is that, Dr. Nimi? Also, as far as the Delhi Services Bill is concerned, your reaction to how the debate so far is transpiring. I don't know if you were listening into the Lok Sabha earlier. The Home Minister, while opening the debate on this bill and calling for its smooth passage, has said that they're not trying to nullify the Supreme Court's order. That's a false charge that the AAP is leveling.
Uday, I would like to conserve my energy talking about ruckus and talking about impropriety and etc. Because today is a very significant day in the history of democratic India, because the ruling party is trying to thrust upon an ordinance which is completely undemocratic, illegal, and it is against the federal structure of the country. So what happens is that in their eagerness to thirst upon such a thing, because they are out of power in Delhi for 25 years, what they're doing, they're bringing lame excuses, lame referrals. They're referring to Delhi of 1911. Then they're saying that Delhi and Mehrauli were two small villages, and the history goes like this. So what I want to say is that this is complete nonsense. Delhi has an elected government, and it's a proper metropolitan city of 2.5 crore people with 70 MLAs, and you cannot undo the entire Vidhan Sabha, the entire 239 AA Act, and you cannot go to that extent experimenting on Delhi so that you can replicate such an act and such a way of bringing such weird ordinance in other states. I mean, if this is passed, then this will be an affront to Supreme Court, it will be an insult to democracy, and it will be out and out murder of the morals and ethics that Indian democracy stands for. So I would rather stick to this topic. The way Home Minister has addressed this issue is very, very childish. There is no logic, no sense in this. What he is saying that Siddaramaiah Committee's recommendation cannot be applied now because the situation has changed. Would he like to elaborate upon what situation has changed? The only situation that comes to my mind that has changed is that they are not in power. Had they been in power, would they have kind of suggested something like this? Why haven't they kind of brought such an act in last 30, 40 years, or at least suggested? In fact, if I remember correctly, it was BJP that wanted full statehood. Madanlal Khurana and other prominent leaders themselves have protested, because somebody who governs Delhi knows very well that the divided power structure does not do well for the governance. If you really want to improve living conditions, and want to render good governance, you have to have more powers than this. And how can you govern a state of 2.5 crore people with a yardstick that was set up for about 15 lakh people? I mean, it's like 10 times of that state. So it is completely, utterly unjustified and wrong.
Okay, Vinita Ariyaran, your response.
Yeah, so the discussion was about the ruckus in the parliament, but you're letting the participants choose the topic of discussion. It seems that in
the discussion is on parliament. All these issues are coming up in parliament. She spoke on the Delhi ordinance. That's also being debated by the Lok Sabha right now.
No
but
issues.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll speak about it. No, I'll speak about it. No issues. So what I was trying to say is that We're talking about Delhi Ordinance. So, see, Delhi, you know how the structure of Delhi is, how the administrative structure of Delhi is. It's spread across multiple administrative structures. And we gave a chance to the Chief Minister to prove his might, but the time and again, he's been knocking the doors of the union government and asking for support. When we saw it live on COVID, during the time of COVID, what happened during the time of COVID? He was not able to control the situation in the state. It was Amit Shah, it was the union minister who came into the picture. Of course, we did for the entire country because we are running a country. We're not running just Delhi. So we have 28 states and 8 union territories to take care of, and therefore we came into the picture. We supported the state government. So time and again, the state government has been knocking the doors of the union ministry and asking for support. So we need to have a unified system of governance.
Is evident in the sense that we gave them the chance. Who are you? It's the people of Delhi who have given us the chance. We are a democracy. We are elected people, 3 times elected governance. How can you say we gave you the chance? Like we are like who? The Lord of the.
So I'm also an elected. I'm also a citizen. I'm talking on behalf. If I have to put the argument to the other side, I'm also a citizen of India. So we, in the sense, we the people of India. But I also would like to say, as a central government, as a union government, we give states a chance to perform. The states have to perform. The states have to do their rights, their responsibilities. They have to fulfill their obligations as a state. So there are so many state governments who are in default. We have to govern those states. We have to control the budget. So we have whoever is in the center. We'll have to talk about the central government as that central government. So it's not about BJP or Congress. It's about the central government versus Delhi versus the state of Delhi. So as far as Delhi is concerned, we have multiple agencies. We have NCT, we have NTNC, we have the state government, then we have union government. So the roles are traditionally, it's been a confused structure in Delhi. Therefore, it is high time that we have a unified governance system in Delhi. And I think this is about.
And interestingly, Yash, the Piyush Goyal took a pot shot at your party, saying that Sandeep Dixit is speaking in another voice, and yet you are deciding to oppose the ordinance. He is also asking whether your MPs from Punjab and your leaders from Punjab who are fighting against the AAP there are also on board with this decision.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So see, Piyush Goyal, through his career across this government, has done nothing else. I've never seen him talk relevance. I've never seen answering the actual question. I've always seen him taking a jibe or two on someone or the other. So Piyush Goyal ji may have his opinion. I am more concerned about the burning issues in this country, literally burning issues. And of course, the Delhi Ordinance Bill, I wonder why BJP wants absolute control. They already have the police and
okay, I think we're having some technical difficulty with your video, I'm being told. I'll come back to you. But has Pikiri Nambiar joined us back again? Pikiri Nambiar, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm very much here.
Pikiri Nambiar, I was trying to ask you earlier in the discussion on whether you believe there is a breakthrough possible, whether you believe this logjam will end, whether you believe are we heading to a washout of the monsoon session or not, and why has this happened, Pikiri Nambiar?
It is basically either my way or highway attitude of the opposition. If they change that, and if that happens, of course there is a breakthrough. And unless they are not ready to change that particular, this under this rule at this particular time, the Prime Minister has to speak, and how many hours they cannot set the agenda completely. Of course, it is important that Manipur needs to be discussed. There is no doubt that Manipur needed absolutely. You and me wanted to know what happened in Manipur, what is happening in Manipur, and what is the plan. Therefore, Manipur to come back to the normalcy. But then, if somebody says that 2 days, the parliament needs to be shut, and then we will start to only and only talk about the Manipur. How can you have this? This is the same thing which had happened during the budget session. Uday, if you really remember that Adani issue, what happened to Adani issue? The whole problem is that I always ask the Congress and opposition spokesperson, if you are so much, the democracy does not exist in India, if the inflation is so high, unemployment rate is so high, these are the standard template of discussion by the opposition parties. Why have you not been able to create even a simple one protest anywhere in the country, can you find a single anguishness against or anger against this particular government anywhere in the country, including the places where the opposition is ruling? No. So the bottom line is that, yes, they are frustrated, they are confused. The opposition parties, they feel that how do we take on to the mighty Narendra Modi now? How can we try and be relevant in the news? Only the way to be in the relevant is that today you are talking about this because
Yes.
the parliament is not functioning. So disruption is not the everyday. It needs to be used as and when it is required. But if you continuously do this in a fashion, then there is a big problem. Just imagine that the video which was released just 2 days before the parliament sessions to begin, so on so forth. Every time, whenever the parliament needs to come up, there will be something or the other, whether it is an international agency coming up with something or the other will happen. My only humble question to the people, it needs to be discussed. As I said, Manipur needs to be discussed. But then it is also important to discuss about the law and order situations of every state. Why we elect a state government is to rule that particular, to maintain the law and order. So you cannot blame anything, whatever happens in Manipur, the straight away it is only Narendra Modi, not even Amit Shah will not be discussing about it. So I think that either my way or highway attitude, if they don't leave it, the people will reject them again.
Yes.
And then I'm asking that where will you go?
Okay, Yash, your response. Yash Srivastav can respond now. I think we have you back up and going now, your video and audio, etc. Yash, your response, you can rebut PKD Nambiar's points on the opposition's outlook, not just this session, but previous session as well, which he believes is very, very disappointing for the country. Also, the chair's observations to your Congress president in the LOP in Rajya Sabha today, leveling a charge that he is defending PM Modi. He said this was preposterous. Also, he believes that it's been erroneous for the LOP to demand that the chair summon the Prime Minister to respond to Manipur. He said there's no precedent for this.
Okay. Am I audible and visible to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. First off, there is no variety in this government calling our demands erroneous. So I don't care about that. Secondly, Mr. PKD Nambiar is concerned about how big a juggernaut Mr. Modi is. So I'd like to tell him something. First off, this person that we currently have as our Prime Minister chants himself ek akela in the parliament with the support of 300 plus MPs. Then out of those 300 MPs, one of them is severely cornered on serious grounds. PM has no guts to take his office out. He is on his chair. He loudly says that if Modi and Shah asked, I'll resign. No one asked him to resign. So I don't know what kind of juggernaut we are talking about, who cannot speak against one of his own MPs when he has 300 of those. So about every answer from BJP, I also want to point out that in this very debate, the good lady from BJP was advocating a centralized governance, while Mr. Nambiar is talking about decentralization essentially. So they need to talk amongst themselves first.
No, but they're not in the same party. They're free to differ. Mr. Nambiar is an analyst. She's from the BJP, and I'm going to have to leave it at that.
I have seen...
Quickly wrap up. I need to switch to some more breaking inputs. Yes, I need to switch to more breaking inputs. Please conclude. 30 seconds.
Okay. I have seen several people from BJP in disguise of political analysts and whatnot. So I want everyone in this country, we the people of India, must know that the issue is important, not the person. So if someone is unable to answer the pertinent questions, they are...
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.